Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. And today I'll be reading Xiao X Listener by me. So let's get into it. Xiao and you have known each other for a very long time. Because you were close to Chongli since you started working in Liyue. And as for Xiao, he has been by Chongli's side for as long as you could remember. So, obviously, with time, the two of you got used to each other's presence. And you've developed a crush on the yaksha called Xiao. It was difficult not to. He was kind, as many times as he denied it, and he was someone who had a very weird personality in a way that was charming. Maybe there were aspects of him that were difficult and hard to deal with, but you still enjoyed him, and you knew he was growing. He was trying to be a better person for himself and for those around him. And you were happy to be there for him whenever you could be. But there were many things about your life that you didn't tell him. Things you didn't want to bother him with, and things you assumed would be a burden to him. You didn't tell him about the difficulties in your life. Things that made you want to lose it all. Things that made you want to give up during the morning. Things that made you unable to sleep at night. Things that made you not want to wake up to see the next day. There were many things you struggled with. Many things. And it wasn't like Xiao didn't have enough to deal with. He had enough trouble. Perhaps he even felt like all of Leia's weight was on his shoulders. So you just didn't have it in you to bother him for something so unimportant and so insignificant. They were your troubles and yours alone. Xiao didn't have to put up with them. He didn't have to deal with them on top of everything else. And you thought that you would be doing him a favor that way, not knowing that he wanted to help you the same way that you've been there for him whenever he needed you. He wants to be there for you as well, to be able to protect you, to help you whenever you are in need. And to him, that would be better than just leaving you upset. You were never a burden to him, and he would never see it that way. If anything, you were a blessing. And being able to help you was just something that he felt like he had to do. To feel like he deserves to share in all of that joy that you gave him. But lately, things have been off with you. You weren't meeting him much, and you weren't seeing him. And at first, you thought you were busy with some family business. And it wasn't like he was wrong. No, not particularly. You were busy, but not because you were spending time with your family, but rather running away from them. You were having family troubles. Your family didn't like you, and they always made sure to make trouble for you wherever you went. You didn't want to trouble Xiao with that, to tell him about all the mess. So you kept it to yourself, thinking that you would be able to deal with it. But slowly, all the stress was getting to you. The burden of having to run away from them, to make sure they never saw you, dealing with all the troubles, and making sure that you have backups for everything. A backup plan in case everything went wrong. A backup plan in case Xiao discovered your past and found out that all you really were, just a thief from a family of thieves. You were no longer a thief, though. You had changed and you were trying to be better, trying to be a person outside of their little gang. But they weren't letting you have it, and life was difficult. It was difficult trying to pretend that it wouldn't get to you. The past always catches up, no matter what. And what better way to deal with it? Better than leaving it all and forgetting about it, no longer existing, being nothing more than a bittersweet memory in all of your friends' mind. That's why you stood in that roof, looking over the city in the moonlight, wondering if anyone will ever miss you, if you were worth even trying for. The way your friends supported you, the way Charlie and Cha supported you. But alas, it's better to die this way. At least, you will die loved and not hated. That was until Xiao stopped you, wrapping his arms around your waist, shocking you from your trance. What are you doing, Mayan? What do you think you're doing standing there? Were you really going to do that? To me? To us? He was shocked, too shocked to even speak. How did he know you were here? When did he come? You had no idea. But when you looked at him, there was grief in his eye for something that would have happened, for a reality that would have been. Don't you ever think to do that again. Oyan, doing that, it would have destroyed me, destroyed everything I love. And his words had their own implications as he cupped your face in his hands. Why were you doing that? Why? Just tell me why. I can fix it. I can help you, he said desperately, holding on to you, and it's the first time you've seen him so weak, so vulnerable, and yet feeling like he had something to live for, someone to protect. Xiao, you found yourself crying, holding onto his hands. You don't know who I am. You don't know what you're dealing with. I'm not the person that you think I am. I'm something far worse. Shut up, Wayan, he said sternly, and it wasn't like you could just disagree with him. Your mouth closed shut on its own. I know who you are. Do you think Charlie is clueless? That I am as well. We both know your family. We both know everything. But he saved you because you were worth it. I never wanted to mention it because I knew you wanted to forget. But I never thought I would be eating at you like this. If I would have known. God, I'm sorry. Please, just don't think of leaving me again. Don't leave me. I love you, Ayan, he said weakly, wrapping his arms around you tightly. And you couldn't help but laugh, crying softly in relief. So you knew? All this time? Yeah, both of us knew. Just come here, you idiot. And don't you ever think of hurting yourself again. Well, it looks like you had no excuse now. But at least you found out. And maybe the past catching up with you wasn't too scary anymore. Not when you've got them by your side.